This is 7-5 using proportional relationships. Pause the video and try the warm-up questions. Hit play when you're ready to see the answers. Here are the answers to the warm-up problems. We've got number 1, 75 inches, number 2, 538 centimeters, number 3, perimeter is 52 centimeters, area is 169 centimeters squared, number 4, perimeter is 16.6 meters, and area is 14.5 meters squared. Okay, indirect measurement is any method that uses formulas, similar figures, and/or proportions to measure an object. Let's take a look at example 1. Our good friend Tyler wants to find the height of a telephone pole. He measured the pole's shadow and his own shadow and then made a diagram. What is the height h of the pole? So since these are similar figures, then we can write a proportion. It's really a lot easier if we convert all of these to inches first though. So 5 feet would be 60 inches plus the 9, that would be 69 inches. 7 feet times 12, that's 84, plus 8, which is 92 inches. And let's convert the 38 times 12, 456 plus 4 would be 450 inches. Now that we have it all in inches, it's going to be a lot easier. So I could do like the height of the man over the height of the pole. So 69 over x is equal to, we could call it h since it's labeled h actually, is equal to, and then I'll go back to the left side, 92 over the right side shadow, 450. Let's cross multiply and solve. So we get 31,050 is equal to 92h. Divide both sides by 92. And h is 337.5. We had converted everything to inches. So just take a minute and make sure that that makes sense. It is larger than the 69 inches. Seems to make sense to me. So the now you try is really the same thing again. It says that the student's height is 5 feet 4 inches, so I'm just going to move that amount down. But again, we're going to make all of this just in inches, no feet. So the 5 feet becomes 60 plus 4, so she's 64 inches. 2 feet is 24 inches, we're just multiplying by 12 here. 8 times 12 is 96, plus 9 is 105 inches. And we would call our DF as x. So I can put the person's height, 64, over the other height, x, is equal to, go back to the left, 24 over 105, and I can cross multiply and solve. Six, 7, 2, is equal to 24x, divide both sides by 24. And x is 280. So the height of the pineapple statue is 280 inches. So we've already talked about dilations and scale factors. The scale drawing is very similar. It represents an object that is much larger or smaller than the drawing of the object. The drawing scale is the ratio of any length in the drawing to the corresponding length of the actual object. So for instance, in this small image, it says scale of 1 to 2. So if you double that, you'll get to the larger image. And the same idea here, this larger image is a scale of 2 to 1, so cut that in half and you get back to the smaller image. Okay, let's take a look. On a Wisconsin road map, Kristen measured a distance of 11 1/8 inches. From Madison to Wausau, the scale of this map is 1 inch equals 13 miles. I'm going to start with my scale. 1 inch over 13 miles is equal to, I'm going to put inches up top, so it's lined up with the 1 inch, over x miles. Okay, we don't have to convert here. Because if you think about this, we are looking for cross multiplying. We get 144.625 inches miles is equal to 1 times x is x inches. Divide both sides by 1 inch, so the inches cancel, and we end up with 144.625 miles. The question said, what is the actual distance to the nearest mile? So we need to round this number to the nearest mile. It would be 145 miles. Okay, now you try. Remember, we're going to start with the scale factor they gave us. 1.5 centimeters over 300 meters. Haven't even read the question yet. Find the actual distance between the Union Station and Dallas Public Library. Okay, well, we know that that's 6 centimeters based on what's written on this map for me. And so that's going to be equal to 6 centimeters over, we don't know. So now we cross multiply, we get 1,800 centimeter meters equals 1.5 centimeters. Divide both sides by 1.5 centimeters. So the centimeters cancel. We get 1,200 meters. Centimeters canceled. So we're left with those meters. Okay, we have a tablet with a length and a width, so it's really like two different problems. I have my scale 1 centimeter over 0.75 meters, and that's going to be equal to, let's start with the first one, 7.19 meters goes in the meter spot, and x would be on top. So we cross multiply, we get 7.19 centimeter meters is equal to 0.75 meters. Divide both sides by, 0.75 x meters. Divide both sides by 0.75 meters. And so we end up with some amount of centimeters. .6. X is about 9.6 centimeters. And we have to do the same thing now, but with the 4.14. So I rewrite the same thing. 1 centimeter over 0.75 meters equals x. Instead of 7.19, we're going to put it over 4.14. Cross multiply, we get 0.75 m meters. X is equal to 4.14 centimeters. Meters, sorry. Divide both sides by 0.75 meters. We end up with some amount of centimeters here, 4.14 divided by 0.75, 5.5, because this is round to the nearest tenth, centimeters. This next one's the same thing. I'm going to pause this. You can do the same. I'm going to put in the information for you, and you can check your answer when you're ready. Okay, the answers are 3.8 centimeters and 2.4 centimeters, so I could easily make a scale drawing of the base of the building using this. Okay, the first box of information here is stating that the similarity ratio ends up being the same as the perimeter ratio, but the area ratio ends up being those two ratios, the similarity and perimeter ratio, to the second power. So whatever the ratio is, you just put it to the second power. Okay, we need to find the perimeter and area of triangle QRS. Since I'm looking for triangle QRS, I'm going to start with QR over LM so I can find the similarity ratio. So it's QR over LM, which is going to equal 9.1 over 13, which is 0.7. Okay, the perimeter ratio would be the perimeter of the smaller triangle is going to be part of 36. It's actually going to be 0.7 times 36. Part of the 36, which is 25.2 centimeters. And the area ratio, remember, is that ratio 0.7 squared. Multiply that by the total area, 60. Remember to do exponents first, which is 29.4 centimeters squared. Okay, for the now you try. Remember, we're looking for the UVW. So I know RS and UV, so I'm going to take UV over RS, which is 20 over 16, 1.25. So for the perimeter, it's going to be 1.25 times the perimeter of triangle RTS, or RST, which is 45 feet. Makes sense because it's going to be a little bit bigger if it got a little bigger from 16 to 20. And then the area, remember, is going to be that ratio, 1.25 squared times the area provided. Do my exponents first. And we get 75 feet squared when we multiply all that.